I'm going through your resume. Could you describe about yourself?
Sure. So, hi, my name is Arpita, and I am basically from Shahjahanpur. But I've spent a large amount of my adulthood in Noida itself. Apart from that, I am a working professional, and I've started my journey in business solutions. I have been associated with this company from past 3 years, and I'm working there as an HRBP. In the starting, my major role with Impressico was to take care of the onboarding, exit formalities, and other HR operations. However, now I am more inclined towards strategic projects at Impressico. I am majorly taking care of HR transformation, which includes career development map for the employees, and then pulse check process. And alongside, it also covers the iSpoke automation module. iSpoke is basically the HRMS software for Impressico. So I am basically working on 3 major strategic projects currently. Also, I am majorly responsible for taking care of employee grievances and employee issue, the grievances and the employee engagement activities. Apart from Impressico, speaking of my personal preferences, I am more inclined. I try to maintain a work-life balance, and dancing is basically my hobby. I love dancing. It serves as a source of happiness to me. And apart from dancing, I also love acting. So yeah, that's all about me.
So, Arpita,
Yes.
before we start, I just want to know the base schools for which your interview is lined up. IMT and XIMB, right?
Yes.
Any more colleges?
Yeah, I am trying for IMT, XIMB, and IMI.
Okay. So, Arpita, one quick question. What is you think top 3 achievements you gave to the organization? You contributed your best 3 results for the organization.
Okay. So I think initially when I joined Impressico, there was no streamlined appraisal process at Impressico. I mean, we used to send the employees their appraisal forms and they used to share the filled appraisal forms to us. And then we used to forward it to their managers and ask for their recommendation. This was a pretty lengthy process. Also, we had to do multiple follow-ups with the financial managers and the reporting managers. When I joined Impressico, 2 years later, I got an opportunity to work on HRMS automation, wherein the appraisals are sent through the app itself. So I would like to consider this as one of my achievements because it helped a lot to streamline the process and avoid unnecessary goof-ups. The second will be the pulse check process. So I got an opportunity to work closely with my manager and work on the pulse check process. A pulse check is basically to check how happy and how happy your employees are and how satisfied they are with the employee policies, with their managers, with their colleagues, and all of it. So I work closely with my manager to work on the pulse check process. We designed a hierarchy. We designed how we will be doing this pulse check process. What will be the flow of this pulse check process and how frequently we will be taking care of this. So yeah, that will be my second achievement. The third achievement will be that I made relations with Impressico. I made very good relations with all of my employees. We have overall 341 employees currently working from India location. And I think approximately 70% of the employees at Impressico are able to share their issues with me with no hesitations. And I think that is my biggest achievement as an HR.
Okay. Arpita, I'm giving you a situation since you are a HRBP partner. So suppose
Yes.
you are handling a team of suppose 100 people, okay? And you are suffering your team. These people are not working properly. Their productivity is very low. And the service delivery manager or some account head of your organization reach out to you and they say, we are facing the performance issue in my team. So how will you tackle this situation?
Okay, so go forward with, because I understand as per your question, there is only one service delivery manager whose entire team is not performing well. So first of all, I would like to understand the team's perspective about how things are going within the team. So after having my one-on-one discussion with the service delivery manager, I will plan a pulse check process with all of these team members. I will like to speak to them one-on-one. I would like to understand their concerns and queries. and then I will program an action accordingly. If these people are the one who are not performing well, there must be some reason behind it. And of course, there can be only 2 or 3 reasons. It might be their personal problem. They might not get
Take
enough.
any two regions and give me the solution.
Okay. So if they are facing some personal problems, let's consider. So I will ask them to take. I will ask you
100
if
people so cannot face
exactly.
personal problems at the
I
same
was
time.
I was coming to that point already. So I'll consider that 100 people cannot have personal issues. Let's consider 10% of them have their own personal reason, and the rest 70% have issues with the team. That can be the highest possibility that they have issue with their manager, because 100 people altogether cannot be non-performing. According to me, that's not feasible, impossible. Will be that too when it comes to a single team. So I will try to understand what their perspective are. If they are facing some concerns with their reporting manager and with their senior delivery manager, and if they are concerned with the projects, I will try to closely work on that issues and will try to resolve them. A similar kind of incident has happened with me in the past as well. So yeah, I will try this solution only.
Okay, one more situation. Suppose 10 members, there's a track lead security. Cyber sec, okay? His track lead is, his tone is very rude.
Sorry,
And plus,
I missed that point there.
suppose there are 10 members in a
Hmm.
track, and the track name
Hmm.
is cyber security.
Hmm.
And one person is leading the track, okay? Track lead. And
Hmm.
his tone is very rude. He talks to,
Very
and
rudely.
one person comes to you, reports to you that I'm very irritated by his tone.
Hmm.
Arpita, I need some help. So how will you tackle this situation? And he's a very senior person.
ठीक है. So in that case, I certainly understand that that person who is leading this person certainly needs some counseling. He needs to understand that when you are in a professional environment, you have to make sure that you have a certain level of respect towards every employee, regardless of their designation. So I will try to work on this person very closely. I will try to speak to them. I will try to explain them that how important it is to speak politely to your employees, because that's when you can have a collaborative approach and work on certain projects in a very meaningful
But
way.
Arpita, this is a person when you will speak to him, he will from the back end he will say to him, you are reporting my activities to HR.
Hmm.
He's like ruining his performance. He says, I will see you in appraisals and blah blah blah. I will get you resigned. Suppose he raised a P4. P4 is a ticket for which you are supposed to resign the organization, and he has
Hmm.
authority. He can
Hmm.
make one P4 ticket. So how will you tackle this situation? And he is very afraid he will lose his job.
So because this person has come to me for issue, and he's the only is he the only person in the team?
Everyone is scared, but he is only reporting because
Of course.
everyone is almost scared.
Achha, everyone is scared, but he's the only one who came up to me. In that case, I won't ever take his name, that which person has reported this to me. I will make sure that it is highly confidential and this is not shared with that person. I will just tell him that during our observations, during our analysis, during our pulse check process, we have find out this query. We have find out that this is the issue, and we really want to speak to you regarding the same. We want to address this concern because this is not how Impressico works, or this is not how our company works. And I want to I will try to set some boundaries there.
Okay. One more situation question related to your field only. Suppose you have been given 10 profiles. Suppose there is one, I say PRF, one open position. I'm not sure what you call it at your organization. Suppose there is one open position at on site. Suppose Georgia location, and you're trying to fulfill that position from the last 1 year, and we are not able to find the required skill set. And there's a huge pressure from the client side to fulfill the position. So how will you fulfill the position?
So I have to fulfill this position anyhow.
Yes.
Or I can just explain this to client that what are the concerns.
You can no. You are supposed to fulfill the position because there are persons in the market, but we are not giving resources to the client because there are some like budget constraints. Even to make our business profitable, we are making some margins. No?
Correct.
Yes, so that is the only constraint. The client knows there are people in the market, but SL is not giving or TCS is not giving resources because they want higher margins.
Acha, okay, that's the reason. So in that case, because that's our, we want to ensure that we don't lose this client. I will
Yeah.
speak to the concerned person and I will try to understand that what is the concern there and if we can work out on the margins. Well, if we can lesser some margins, because that's about the client.
Margin is something you cannot discuss with the client. It's like internal.
Not with the client. That's what I said. It's for the internal members. I will try to discuss this with the internal members if we can do something with the margins. Because we will not want to lose this client for sure. We will want to maintain a good relationship with this client for future reference as well. So in this case, I will certainly speak to this to our internal team. I will try to make them understand what are the concerns, what are the issues that we are facing. We will give them a solid report, a presentation kind of a thing, that these are many resources are there in the market. We have sourced these many candidates. They are actively looking for a job. And this is the salary band that they are asking for. And then we can together work out a solution and provide the client what he needs without losing the credibility.
Give me pointers. Number one, what solution you will say? Number one
So
pointer.
in number one, I will try to find out how many candidates are there in the market who are actively looking for a job in this position itself. Okay. I will try to find out that data. What are the skill sets that are, because there are some skill sets that are mandatory and the skills and the other skill sets which are not mandatory but good to have, right? So I
Yes.
will try to find out people who matches the standard skill set. Even if they don't have good to match, that's fine. But the basic criteria should be matched up. And apart from that, I will try to find out their
Yeah,
salary
you will
band.
share the matrix. In fact, like it is, like you can fulfill or not fulfill.
Exactly. I can share I can fulfill this position, but the budgets needs to be exceeded. I will try to explain this to my company that you need to extend this budget somehow
Okay, what
because
is the difference between TP and FT employees? TP third party and FT full time employees.
full-time employees. So the third-party employees are certainly people whom we hire for a certain project for a certain period of time. They are not up on Impressicos or any company's payroll. They are on a third-party payroll. It's just we hire them so that to smoothen our process to complete our deadlines with the project, and we don't have any specific long-time work for them. We have a very short-time goal and short-time work for a TP employee. With FTE, the FTE employees are a full-time resource for any company. They are of course an added asset to the company. Even if our FTE does not have a project, we have to work on their learning and development. And apart from their salary, they are the other costs that are incurred in an FTE employee. But with TP employee, that is not the case. The other incurred costs are taken care by the third party only.
So, which is more profitable for the organization, the TP resources or the FTA resources?
The FT resources are more profitable for an organization if it's for a long duration of time, but if it's for a short duration of time, the TP employee there. Because for FT, you can work on their skill sets for a longer period of time. Like now, AI is in the market.
Yes. So TP can one of the solution, like you are not able to fulfill. So what we can do in at Georgia location, we can share like FTA resources for 6 months, 10 months contract. We can sign off with the customer.
But sorry, I missed you there.
Like the question which I asked, the situation,
The
like
Georgia
we are-
wala.
yeah, Georgia situation. So
Hmm.
TP is one of the solutions. Like we, since the client needed at urgent basis, and there are multiple, like if I'm at TCS, there are multiple partners, my multiple
Hmm.
partners who are working to hire. So I will connect with the multiple third party partners, HR partners, and I will say I need a resource on urgent priority.
But
Though the margin would be a little high over here, but
exactly.
to fulfill the demand for at least 6 months. And if this person is working 6 months, meanwhile I can search FTE, so it will give us time. Parallelly, the client is very happy because we have given one resource for the six months duration. Meanwhile, you have 6 months time in your hand.
But Pulkit, in this case, this third party will also have his margins, na?
Yeah,
So
they have
anyhow,
their
our
margin.
budget, anyhow, our budget will increase in that case also because
See,
this person will also have his margin.
let me give you a real life example. In my case, Chevron is one account and is a huge account of $80 million, and
Okay.
6 positions were not fulfilling. HCL were not fulfilling from the last 1 year. Chevron said either fulfill these 6 positions, which would be roughly, I believe, 100K yearly cost. Okay. Else, I will remove all this business from you. I will give to your competitor. So, client is the person. Our role is to go beyond the contracts.
Exactly.
Full
In that
any
case, of course.
yeah, because
Hmm.
because of this 100 million we can hit this $80 million.
Exactly. Exactly.
So anyway, client is like God for any organization.
Completely agreed.
Yes. So Arpita, you are good at HR side. I'm asking some questions related to check your analytical and logical abilities. Okay. So what would be the value of suppose $15,000? What is $1 billion in INR? $1 billion.
Okay. $1 billion in INR would be 110 to the ratio 6 into 80. Somewhere around 80 to the power of 6
80 to the power of 6 in values, exact values.
in INR. In INR.
Okay, how many zeros in billion?
In billion, there are 6.
6 in million.
Sorry, in million, there are 6. In billion, there are 9. Sorry.
How many zeros in quadrillion?
In a trillion, there are 12.
Trillion, 12, quadrillion.
Quadrillion, there are 8.
Yes, it's 15.
Sorry.
One quick question. Suppose post MBA, you are placed at a MNC organization and you are handling two teams. One team is having 6 people and one team
Hmm.
is having 4 people. So tell me
Hmm.
the total number of communication channels over here.
One team will have 6,
Six
and the
people
other team.
and you are heading both. You are
Hmm.
here. The total number of
Okay.
communication channels and the communication is 2 ways.
20 plus should be there.
No, no, I want the exact number.
Okay. $136.
Wrong. Okay. There is a formula to questions like this to find the number of communication channels. It's a mathematical question. N into n minus 1 by 2. Here, n into n minus 1 by 2. 6 into 5 by 2. So it's 15.
Sorry, what did you say? N is to?
N into n minus 1 by 2.
Okay.
Suppose I'm giving, just to make you understand, I'm giving you example. Suppose this is me, Pulkit. This is you, Arpita. This is like career choice. 3 people. Okay, how many communication channels? One would be I can communicate with you. I can communicate with career choice. You can
Exactly.
communicate with me or you can communicate with career choice. So number of
So
communication channels 1, 2, 3.
3.
Okay, three people, 3 communication channels. Put in the formula 3 into n minus 1 by 2. So here it's 3 by the formula as well. You getting? Why it's into n minus. So you are a HR person. So one quick question: how many types of communication channels are there?
How many types of communication channels are there? So I
Yes.
can have verbal discussions. I can have
Okay.
email communication.
Broadly describe in broader sense.
I did not get your question there.
Like
What type of?
either formal, informal, like this way.
Okay. ठीक है, the hierarchy.
Yeah, in the categories.
ठीक है. Okay. So of course, when is as an HR, I'll have 2 communication. One will be a formal and one will be an informal. Informal way of communication, I can have verbal discussions, email communication, and communication over the organization's channel, whatever channel we use for communication. Like we use Skype. So in that case, I can have Skype communication. Apart from that, starting with formal and informal, I can also distribute this in 2 halves, like what level of communication I want to do. I can have communication with the stakeholders, the financial managers, the reporting managers.
The answer I was expecting, you can say it could be formal, informal, it could be push and pull. Push and pull is one-way communication. I just asked you a question where I can communicate with you, you can communicate with me. Suppose you are attending a live session where Career Choice is giving one recorded session of mine. So it's a one-way communication only. I am telling you are only listening. So you can say the formal, informal, and two-way communication, one-way communication. In one-way communication, it comes push and pull, push and pull. You we
Okay.
in organizations there is like a link, drive link shared, one drive link, and we fetch
Correct.
information from we fetch data, Excel sheets, reports. These are
Correct.
pull type of communication, one-way communication. It is to address the mass of people, and push communications like notification. We send notifications. We send mails.
Yes.
These,
Emails. Correct.
yeah. So this category I was expecting from you. You can say horizontal. One way is to like horizontal. Sorry, vertical, upward and downwards. We talk to our seniors, leadership. Upward communication, downward communications. We talk to our teams. So this is I was expecting from you.
Actually, the company I'm currently working with is approximately a 500 people company. So we are not directly dealing into all such kind of communication. It's pretty simple there. So that's what, of course, I want to learn with MBA.
Understandable, but you are supposed to know these terms. Just
Definitely,
because they ask
definitely.
you in the interviews, do not tell them you are working at a company at 500 people, because it gives me an impression like you should be having a less knowledge. You can say with me, please do not tell at the time of the interview.
Okay.
If you are telling at the time of the interview, startup experience is also good, but you are supposed to be very good with your knowledge. Okay. Okay, one more question. Since you are HR, I am giving you one situation related to. Suppose you received a lot of each box is suppose resume. You are having 100 plus resume of DB database profile. Okay. So how you will start onboarding process?
So is this a resume which are shortlisted and finalized, or
no, these are the external profiles you received some source like Naukri or LinkedIn. And starting from here, I'm making it simple for you. How you will like onboard the resource to fulfill the one position, one demand which is open at your organization.
Okay. So, first of all, it certainly depends upon how soon I have to fulfill the designation.
How soon using unique methods, not a traditional approach. How you can use your like creativity here. Okay.
So, first of all, we will use ATS to shortlist these profiles, wherein we will just like see the keywords, what all we need for our, what are the hiring needs and what is the job description saying. We will just use the ATS to shortlist this profile. Then I'll have the shortlisted profile and I'll considering these are 100 resumes. So then it will be only 30 to 40 profiles which will be shortlisted from here, because some people don't use that kind of keywords to mention on their resume. With these 30-40 profiles, I will have a one-on-one communication with all of them to understand their salary package, to understand their job description, what they are doing, what all they are taking care of, and if they are matching with my current job description, what I have. Then I'll go forward with scheduling their interviews with the panel. After scheduling their interview with the panels, I will have a shortlisted candidate. Let's consider in the first round of interview, I have approximately from 30, I have like 20 shortlisted candidates. With these 20 shortlisted candidates, I will go for the second round of further interview. With the first level of basic shortlisting, I have got 20 profiles, because some might not be matching the salary criteria that I have. Some might have added in their resume, but they have not done that kind of work. That may be the scenarios. So I will have 20 resumes by my shortlisting. With these 20 resumes, I will go with the first round of interview. After first round of interview, I will have approximately 16 profiles for the second round.
Round 2, after that round 2,
and then of course the final. Then by the round,
how you will use ATS?
So I will upload, of course, all these resumes I were already.
Does your organization has some ATS, or you will use some softwares?
No, I have to use some software, because currently we are working on the automation, like I just told you. We don't have any ATS as of now. We use Naukri as a portal. So of course the search with Naukri, we define the searches at Naukri in such a way that it serves as an ATS for us. So yeah, Naukri is the portal.
What is full form of ATS?
Application tracking system.
Okay. What is the sale rate? What is the margin between sale rate and buy rate at your organization?
I'm really sorry, but I don't have any clue about that.
Okay. What is the budget size of your project account, whatever, for department for which you are working?
So the current budget side, I will leave the salary apart, but the current budget size for HR is approximately 45 lakh currently.
45 lakh for your
Yes,
department.
yes. That includes employee engagement activities for all the employees and employee welfare programs as well.
45 lakh you said for your department. How many
Yes.
people?
For my department, in terms, we are covering the employee engagement part here as well.
You saying 45 lakh for employee engagement.
For employee engagement, for career development, and for all the projects that we have, like if we are using Naukri as a portal, if we are using any external agencies, for all of that, the inclusive budget is 45 lakh.
Okay, but my question is not this, Arpita. I'm saying,
For
suppose
my
first
specific,
tell me the department for or function for which you are reporting.
I am reporting for HR function, the HR department.
Okay, so how many people there?
There are approximately a team of 12.
12 people, your department. Okay, so just tell me, like, how many revenue margin you should be handling some projects now. You are HRBP of some project. So what
Yes.
is the revenue of that project? What it is the operating margin of that project? Tell me in figures. What is the
So,
cost and how many you take for like employee engagement, the breakup?
I can, the major project that we are taking care of is HR automation, is project management, and the third one is pulse check survey. The pulse check survey and iceberg transformation does not have any specific budget. The reason being we have an internal team for the same, and we are working closely with the internal team as well. The only budget that we have is for employee engagement that I deal into and that my team deals into is only for the employee engagement activities.
Figures, please.
So I am just coming down to the figures only. With employee engagement team, we have approximately 45 lakh of the budget. That is for the entire financial year, starting from March to March.
Operating margin for your project?
Sorry?
Operating margin?
I don't have any clue about that.
Okay, what is operating margin?
No clue. I'm sorry.
Okay, what is revenue?
So revenue is basically something that a company earns after, and that is of course that's minus the salary and the wages and the cost that the company is spending on a particular employee. That's the revenue.
Okay. What is current assets?
The employees are the assets for any company.
I'm telling current assets.
Sorry?
Current assets. Current assets.
Again, I don't have any clue about that. Basically, I don't take care of the financial side of the company.
You should know only the figures, the basics only. Tell me two alumni of XIMB.
Two alumni of XIMB. So I have two of my great friends who have graduated from XIMB, who have post-graduated from XIMB itself. One is Ravi Karthike and the second one is Gargi. So both of them have spent like 2 years with XIMB, and I have spoken to them before coming down for this interview. And of course, that is what excited me the most, hearing their journey, hearing their experiences, hearing what they have gained in these 2 years with XIMB.
Dean of XIMB.
No clue.
Dean of IMT. Alumni size of IMT. Alumni size of XIMB. You should know Dean and like alumni size, the net first. They can ask why you are interested at our organization, at RBS school.
USPs, so I have done that, but not to this.
What is the USP? Why IMT Ghaziabad only?
So, okay. With IMT, of course, I have read the profile very briefly, and we have teachers like J Jaya, like Jayalakshmi. We have Ajay sir, who are currently taking care of the HR division at IMT, and they are basically the best teachers. But I got to know from the peers that they have a very wide experience. Then the community like Throp that we have at IMT. wherein Throb is basically taking care of HR and the coming objectives of HR, wherein we have a platform to discuss our ideas, we have a platform to discuss the case studies. So these are the two key pointers which made me inclined toward IMT. Apart from that, the great faculty base, the amazing alumni base, wherein we have people who are currently at CHRO level. So that is what I think
Okay.
made me inclined towards
But you
IMT.
should know at least the D name of the organization.
Sure.
Organization BSc.
Dean and two alumni at least.
Yeah, alumni size, network size. They flaunt every BS call flaunt their like alumni size.
Sure.
So what is the size you should know in figures? Like I would be able to connect networking with the people. Suppose post MBA you are placed with suppose KPMG. So you can leverage the like networking size. Suppose 100 plus people are working at KPMG.
Sure.
So you can say in this way as well.
Definitely. I'll
I'm
remember this.
sure. I asked you perhaps this question: how many members in Quad? List the name, member country's name.
Japan,
Yes.
US,
Okay.
India is a member of Quad. Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Not Tokyo. Sorry, not Tokyo. Japan, US, India. Then we have I have just this coming to my mind. I did
What
study
is
that.
I2U2?
Sorry?
What is I2U2? I2U2.
I'm really sorry. I don't have any knowledge about that.
GDP size of India?
It's approximately 3.6.
3.6. What?
3.6 trillion.
Trillion or billion?
3.6 trillion.
Trillion. Sure.
Yes.
Okay. It's PPP or nominal?
You want me to tell you the PPP and the nominal charges or difference between PPP and nominal?
Both sizes. GDP size of India in terms of PPP and nominal, both.
I don't have any idea about that.
So, Arpita, suppose post MBA you are working with some MNC organization and you are here and you are reporting to some senior manager, and senior manager reports to VP. Okay, and you three of you have discussed almost 2 months back to get the work done, and there is a deadline set, and now the deadline is in next 2 hours, and you need 8 more hours so that the data is correct. You need 8 more hours, and the VP is asking the senior manager, give me the data. The senior manager is asking you, give me the data, and for the data to be precise, accurate, you need 8 more hours. So how will you tackle this situation? Because VP is like the person who can fire if he is irritated, because 2 months is a long way time he discussed with you. Yes, please.
So first of all, rather than getting into that, what is the reason of delay? I think because 2 hours is the priority at the moment, that I need to share these things in 2 hours. So I will not deep dive into the situation that what happened, how it happened, where was the delay and all of that. I will simply try to get the team to work. I will try hard as possible. But if that is the case, that even after trying a lot,
team is not working. Team is not working. Only you is working as a single contributor.
So first of all,
dependency is on you itself. Only you.
Can I ask for some help?
No. Dependency is on you only. No assumptions.
Okay, so I am the person who needs to take care of
single
this.
Contributor.
So in that case, I will try to explain my manager that why I need time, because of course now to make sure that the data is correct, I cannot share not perfect data with the client for sure.
But your manager is saying you can count on me, share the data, even if it is inaccurate, share me the data.
No, I won't do that. I will ask for some time, because when something is going from my end, I have to make sure that it is perfect. I cannot risk anything.
Okay.
Even if it...
Yes, I got it. Whenever there are multiple situations like this, always go by the ethics, integrity.
Yes.
Do not compromise with the integrity, ethics. I got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Any situation, like they can ask you, 500 people will lose job. You are supposed to bribe the organization. Please say, let it lose job, but I will not bribe the
I'll not
organization.
lose mine.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, quick questions, multiple questions are there. Last 15 minutes, rapid questions. Okay. What is pivot?
Pivot table is if you have to get some specific data from a specific table, and the table is very big, it has a lot of data, but you need any specific details, you can shift, you can use the formula, you can set it up
Got it.
accordingly if you
What is
need it
conditional
horizontally.
formatting? Got it.
Conditional formatting is basically you have to format the data in such a way that it looks precise, it looks good on a screen, wherein you have to make sure that the cells are of a perfect size, the length and the height of the columns are in perfect size. In that case, we use conditional formatting.
Give me three conditions.
Three conditions for
which this function is used.
Okay. So in the case of conditional formatting, right? So in
Yes,
case
yes.
the height is very long, I will use conditional formatting to, I won't just go to every cell here and there and use
Next.
it to shorten it. If the length
Next.
is very broad, I will use it to shorten
One. This is one. Okay. Next.
it. The height and length is
That
one.
is not. Oh, I was expecting. Yeah. Anyway, next condition for which you will use this function.
So rest of the function is basically if I have to make sure that the data looks nice, clean and decent, I will use this function to make sure
Yeah,
that it looks
you are not sure
great
about
on
this.
a screen and it's easily accessible.
No. Okay.
I
Suppose
use it, matlab,
you
conditional
use it,
formatting.
you know it, but you are not able to explain properly.
Exactly, that might be the case.
Yeah, because I know you are able to explain only 50%.
Okay.
So I know you know it, but you are not able to explain it fully. Okay. Anyway, I'm
How
giving
much?
you.
Sure.
This is suppose one table. Okay. Your name is Apita Khanna. My name is Pulkit Sharan. Okay.
Yes, to
I
integrate
want
this.
to merge these two in a single this cell. I want Pulkit Sharan over here, Apita Khanna over here in single cell.
Correct.
How you will do it?
Yes, I will just use it to integrate both the cells.
How?
By using equal to this cell and then this cell, and I'll just do matlab, like I'll use the formula there.
Which formula? Okay, I'm going the I'm going the opposite. Suppose I'm giving you Pulkit Sharan over here. I want to split it into
split.
These two. Yeah, Pulkit in first column, Sharan last name, other column. How you
I will use the split formula. I will simply write SPLIT split.
Where you find a split formula?
I know it.
Where? Explain.
I mean, in the third row, I will use the split formula. I will use equal to, and then I'll use split, SPLIT, and then I will select this cell. I will select this cell with a comma in the between. I will close it, and I'll simply enter it.
Okay, there is a function called delimitation. What is the purpose of delimitation?
No, I haven't used it any time. So.
Okay, anyway, we look up, you must be working, right?
We look up to it.
That's why I didn't ask you. Okay, what is normal distribution? Sampling fluctuation.
I don't have any, just with mean, median, mode, I have some idea about that.
Yes, please explain. Please,
so,
go ahead.
A mean is basically if you sum all the numbers and then divide it by 2, it's basically the mean of that number. That is the average number. The median is basically the two numbers when it is basically the sum of all the numbers divided by the height.
If you don't know the formula, please don't explain the formula. Tell me the difference itself in normal language.
So the mean is basically the average of all the numbers. The median is basically the medium line, basically the number which is in the middle of that data is basically what a median is. And mode, I am a little bit confused about what.
Every BS school flaunt what is their mean, package, median, and mode. Every BS school flaunt.
Exactly.
So mode is the highest. Suppose I am Calcutta, got a highest
is the mode, median is basically the average package that all their students get. Median is basically the average package which all students get, and mean is the highest package.
Yes, suppose 34 is the median
The
package. Median
median
is the middle
package.
package. 50% of
Yes,
the students are below this, 50% are above this. Mode is the highest frequency once they are
highest package.
okay. Mean is like the average. Okay. So so you will prefer those BS schools for which mean and median are close, or the gap is like 36 is mean and 50 is mode.
I will choose where mean and median are close, not 36 and
Why?
50. Because in that case, average students are getting a higher package.
Okay. What is difference between sample and population?
I haven't heard of these terms.
Okay. Before I ask multiple questions, I want to ask two questions which are getting repeated. What is difference between monetary policy and fiscal policy?
Sorry,
What is difference between monetary policy and fiscal policy? Monetary policy and fiscal policy.
as the name suggests, monetary policy is something wherein the money is involved, and a physical policy is something where the money is not involved, and it basically depends on the ethics and the principles.
Am I asking this question for the first time?
Yes.
See, take a screenshot. This question is getting asked by multiple BS schools. Go through it. Done. So monetary policy is controlled by RBI. RBI controls, like, there are multiple terms like repo rate, reverse repo rate. These are the parameters of monetary policy, and RBI controls it. And finance minister go to parliament like few months back, few days back. They present the budget, like what would be the tax slab, changes, blah blah
Correct.
blah. These are the fiscal
Correct.
policy. Fiscal policy is headed by finance minister. How to remember it? F for fiscal, F for finance minister. Okay, these are government. These are taken care by the government of India, and the monetary is taken care by
RBI.
RBI. And using, by changing the parameters of monetary and fiscal, what we are changing the unemployment rate, inflation, economic growth, exchange rate, and economic climate of any country. Okay, in case of India. Okay, why we change? We can keep the same repo rate for so long, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, multiple years, but we change to keep a check on inflation. If inflation is getting high, we change the repo rate accordingly. And even the government changes the tax slabs to influence these parameters. Okay. And one more question is getting asked multiple times at BS schools, which is, what is the difference between agile and scrum? Did I? Yeah, I get in one session with you, agile and scrum. I want the perfect definition. Agile, scrum, and waterfall. Please explain.
Okay, so for agile is basically the current methodology that we use, wherein any project, anything that we are dealing with, are done with the new technology, wherein we certainly use is a very small part of that particular task, and then work on that, and then share it with the client and get the feedbacks. With waterfall, it's basically a little old, but we use this only right now because the reason is this is more adoptive because client moods can change anytime. So of course we are currently using, in most of the company, waterfall technology is only used. With waterfall, it's basically you work on the entire task in one go and then share it, and then later part you get the reviews for that particular task. Which with agile, if there are any feedback, we consider that in the backlog and we put it in the backlog, and then we define it on the basis of the priority. Scrum is basically a small task which we discuss in a particular meeting. A Scrum is basically a form of a meeting wherein a particular task is discussed by Scrum Master.
You know things, but you are mixing it up. Yeah. It's a no for me. If I am interviewing, I will say no because I took one session on like the explain. You know things, you can explain. But if I'm asking what is agile, there should be a one liner perfect definition first. Google it out. What is a perfect definition of agile? I told you Agile is a framework. Agile is no Scrum is a framework, but Agile is a mindset of getting the work done.
Mindset.
You can say Agile is a mindset of getting the work done. It has four values, 12 principles. And Scrum is a framework which follows waterfall or Agile.
Hmm. Correct. Scrum is basically a task getting done while a meeting times.
See, I explained you.
Correct. Because I try to understand these, so I'm trying to explain you the way I understood this.
Yeah,
Because of
you
course it's
understood.
a little
I know you
technical.
know things, but you
हाँ,
should be able to give a perfect answer because you are mixing it up. It's
ठीक है.
Agile is a mindset of getting the work done.
Okay.
It has four values and 12 principles. It's a definition. Agile is a mindset. Don't say new or old. You can say, and don't say old. Better word is conventional or traditional. Waterfall, you can say it's a traditional or conventional way of getting the work done. Agile is a way of it's a mindset of getting the work done. It has a separate set of four values and 12 principles. And Scrum is one of the widely used frameworks. Scrum is one of the widely used frameworks of Agile. XP is one of the framework. XP is extreme programming. Kanban is one of the framework. These are multiple frameworks, but I explained you only Scrum because it is widely adopted.
Correct.
This slide is very important.
I took the screenshot for the same.
Yeah, please do not mix it up. Agile, whenever they ask, Agile is a mindset,
Mindset.
Scrum is a framework, Waterfall, it's a conventional or traditional way of getting the work done.
But I was trying to avoid saying traditional. The reason for the same was because we are using it currently as of now.
Oh,
A lot of
even HCL-Tech uses it, even my organization, no problem. We are
exactly.
getting benefits, it's good. It's not like these are bad things, like construction of flyover, it's a done in a not
Exactly.
Agile, but
Correct.
waterfall only.
Exactly.
Multiple projects are meant for waterfall only. It's not tradition is not a negative word. Anyway, I'm giving you one topic. You're supposed to speak on that for 60 seconds. Mm, uh, what what topic did I give you last time?
I don't think we did it.
Okay. Hairstyle. 10 seconds to think, then start.
Second. Can I use pen and paper?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So a hairstyle is something that we do to look more attractive, to look more beautiful, and to feel confident from inside. It gives you a very cleaner look, and it emphasizes your natural beauty. A hairstyle is something that is used by doing your hairs in a particular way. There are various kind of hairstyles. Like I have tied up my hair in a tight pony right now. You can just use it. I could have also done a free fall. I could have braided my hair in the form of braid. So there are different hairstyles that we do. We can also accessorize our hair so that it adds on to the beauty of the hair. The hairstyling tools are there in the market which are used to do the hairstyling. There are various people who are currently into this industry of hairstyling, and they are literally earning a lot right now. Apart from this, hairstyling is also used to achieve a cleaner look in when it comes to interview, when it comes to parties, when it comes to function. I,
Good.
so I think I am a little creative when it comes to getting the work done, or when it comes to planning or prioritizing things. When it comes to basically planning a certain event or something, I think I'm pretty good at it. So it was my brother's birthday, and I had to plan something for him, but I had to come from office, and I usually come from office at 9 in the midnight, so I had to plan something from him. So just to make it really special for him, I took like the bed sheet. I created a half of that bed sheet, and then I decorated that with some pending balloons which I had, and then I decorated it with candles that it is stocked up during Diwali. So yeah, I think that was an out of box idea which I did.
Okay. What is the current exchange rate? What is the value of $1 in INR?
84.
Sorry?
84.
84. Okay. What is CRR? Money supply. how GDP is calculated, the formula
How GDP is?
calculated.
By subtracting the nominal with PPP.
No. Okay, Arpita, I think I'm good. Any questions you want to ask?
Matlab, now we have switched,
Yes.
or we are still in the interview phase. Plan accordingly.
Okay. So let me give you the quick feedback. If you have any questions before your final interview, you can ask.
I think the only question would be this only, that matlab, like the finance related questions, the marketing related questions are really difficult for me. And I tried to cope up with general knowledge. Matlab, like jitna main kar pai hu in past few days, I tried to spend like 2 hours reading. But of course, I cannot know everything under the sun. There will be something which I will miss.
Yes.
Then I am not really sure how I'm going to deal with those questions, because if I don't know particular thing, they'll keep on asking me questions related to that only.
See, Arpita, अब मैं feedback देता हूँ आपको. Your HR is good, work experience is good. Questions जितने पूछ रहा हूँ related to your work experience, you are able to take it almost. I am happy like 80%. मतलब HR से जितने questions, I will give you 8 out of 10. Okay, but I'm not able to get answers from logical, analytical, and current affairs. You are like, I would like to rate 5 out of 10 for these 3 sections. Okay, and your extempore was good. तो communication की जब बात आ रही है, your work experience की बात आ रही है, work profile is your strength, you are able to explain things, but these are your weaknesses. GK, logical mindset, and analytical. Communication is your strength. You having the clarity why you want to do MBA, everything, all those things. I know it. So last time से बहुत improvement है. So बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आपने पढ़े भी है, जैसे वाई पेटीएम, एटलीस्ट यू नो 500 कुछ तो पढ़ा होगा, नहीं तो गेस करना बहुत मुश्किल है. So you will have to work GK. We cannot know, like you said, each and everything. But जो current में चीजें चली, like what is the price of Paytm से, ED ने कल क्रैक डाउन किया, ED ने क्यों क्रैक डाउन किया, करंट प्राइस क्या चल रहा है, निफ्टी 50 का क्या स्टॉक चल रहा है, BSE सेंसेक्स, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो आप ना पढ़ लो थोड़ा बहुत. जितने क्वेश्चन पूछे, एटलीस्ट 2 क्वेश्चंस, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मॉनेटरी एंड फिस्कल एंड एजाइल, स्क्रम, वाटरफॉल. If these questions are getting repeated, why to take risk? Just in case they ask you the same question, even if one question is getting repeated, it's a very good luck for you.
Correct.
Yes. So I think I'm good, Arpita. So ठीक है, आपका लास्ट टाइम से बहुत ज्यादा इम्प्रूवमेंट है. एंड बी कॉन्फिडेंट, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, हम ज्यादा पढ़ते हैं, किसी बंदे को बहुत अच्छा नॉलेज है, लेकिन इंटरव्यू में ना 10 15 20 मिनट चलेगा, 20 मिनट में वो अपना बेस्ट दे नहीं पाया, तो कुछ पढ़ाई किसी काम की नहीं है. हमने कम पढ़ा, लेकिन आई एम वेरी गुड, मेरा क्रिएटिविटी बहुत अच्छी है. इफ दे आर आस्किंग मी क्वेश्चंस, आई एम एबल टू टेक इट. सो बी वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट. लास्ट के जितना पढ़ सकते हो पढ़ो, लेकिन बी वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट. जितना कॉन्फिडेंट रहोगे ना, इंटरव्यू उतना अच्छा जाएगा आपका. So yeah, this is it from my side. All the very best.
Thank you.